Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Time with Adam Cole, baby.
It doesn't matter how elite you are. It's like missionary position every single night.
The truth is the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kenny No Balls Omega.
Hey, buddy. Good to see ya. Good to see ya.
This is me in my purest form.
That along the way, I unlocked something truly evil.
Free the Titan.
For the marks in attendance and the pores listening for free at home, Nerdities presents to you Wrestling with Ourselves, home of the greatest podcast and internet trios champions in the universe. I am co-host of the show, one-third of said trio. I am the alpha of alphas, the Lord and Master of the universe, Justin, as always joined by my co-host, hetero life mate, the god of the dad bod, the king of chaos himself.
Kyle.
Rounding out our trio, the squishiest of the squish lords, the Van Damme of the body slam, the saint of cynics.
The best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be, Nature Boy, Finn.
And now prepare yourselves and bend the knee for the greatest orator in all of podcast history.
I give good oral.
Yeah. Hailing from parts well known, God's favorite atheist, the mouth of the East.
That's right, it's Mike. Woo!
And our Jewish Ted DiBiase.
Joe.
Giving
that one out. Giving that one out.
Yeah. Well, Kyle gives me shit when I call him the young boy. And I guess he's not so young. He's going to be 40 next year.
Yeah. And as far as wrestling terms go, that one's still a pretty deep bench. Like, even I didn't know that. I just thought you were making fun of his boyish looks.
Our young lion? No, that's a term.
But I know this now.
But Jewish Ted DiBiase seems to, hold a little more true. He's always telling people they got a price.
Ted DiBiase.
Nice. All right, it's wrestling time. We are closing in on WrestleMania, and we'll be going over that card and doing our own cards for it that'll make it better, because we know things, and that's what we do. But before we get there, they announced 2 more people to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame this year. The Great Muta from Japan. I think he is ending his career this year. And, good for him. I'm happy. The internet was like, what? They're friends with AEW. But it's okay. It's the world we live in, and we're getting closer to the new Forbidden Door that was just announced, and maybe that means WWE will be a part of it. Who knows? Who knows? But the other being Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, this is very weird. Well, not very weird, but
so
can't help but think it's an odd choice.
Who gets the thing for him? like
Lawler?
the award. I mean, I would assume Lawler's presenting, but I don't like. Does Lawler then thanks for this?
What's his name? That his friend who was his co-writer. Oh, Bob Zamuda. Bob Zamuda would probably do it because then he'd come out as what do you call it? I think Tony Clifton. Yeah, I think Jim Carrey should get it. Boy, wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah, he just comes out dressed as him. I don't think he ever wants to go down that road again. No, probably not. That was a crazy documentary about trying to separate himself from Andy. I only saw the trailer and I realized he completely went to Psycho Town. He did. It was a really intense documentary. You're thinking Jim Carrey laughs. No, he went full method. He never go full method. Only Daniel Day-Lewis can go full method.
So there's that. Like I just said, Forbidden Door 2 was announced for this June 25th, actually. I'm looking forward to it. I probably won't watch it again because it's right after another pay-per-view, I'm sure. Unless they do some really cool shit, and then I'm going to have to... I mean, by then I'm going to be my own fucking boss anyway, so what's it matter? I can make time for that.
Looking at life in a whole new way now, huh?
Hey, man. I am the game. What you going to do, you know?
I wasn't expecting that heel. Is that just today's heel? Are you just trying out different heels every week to see which one feels right?
Well, I mean, this is just naturally me. I usually crib shit from other people to begin with. Because, most of the time it's poor people who come up with the cool things. But, they're not going to utilize it properly, so I steal it. And then they're too poor to fight about it, so whatever.
Right. That all makes sense in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like Zeppelin.
Yeah, exactly.
The band didn't go anywhere.
That Taurus? Yeah, Taurus that they were inspired by.
Inspired. Air quotes, yeah.
Kyle, what's your feelings about Forbidden Door 2?
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be hard to top the first one anyway. And I feel like unless they're expanding it, is there really a point?
Well, he's got access. Tony's got access to way more people now, having ROH. If they can work out a deal, it would be cool to see Impact thrown in there. And,
yeah, that's kind of what I mean by it.
And it would be cool to see the Fed kind of just be like, yeah, let's send one or two guys over there. I'd love it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it if what we're going to do at the end of this show was possible at an actual pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Would be pretty sweet, because there's a couple that I wrote down that, would be perfect for Forbidden Door.
Yeah. The Bella Twins are no longer the Bella Twins. They're going by their actual last names, the Garcia Twins, because they have parted ways with the WWE. They said, we are tired of your shit. You highlighted no women on your anniversary show. And after all the hard work they did to start whatever ball rolling for the likes of Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte to then lift above their heads and carry the women's division, they feel that there's not enough respect. So they are going elsewheres. And I say good for them. They also said they're not going to AEW. I find that hard to believe.
I find that hard to believe just because of the recent interaction they had with Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Have they been in the ring much lately? Are they active wrestlers anymore?
Not much.
So they've reached basically the personality point in their careers.
Yeah.
So they could go pretty much anywhere and entertain. But like, if they come to AEW and they're not performing, I'd feel like they're taking the space of someone else who would be doing in-ring stuff. Like they're that kind of empty draw I wouldn't want to see.
However,
it depends, because they could just show up and be like managers.
yes.
Could.
I mean, specifically Brie.
Yeah.
It's written into the life that she could just. The problem with that is, though, do you make her the manager for the entire Blackpool Combat Club, or just for Bryan Danielson?
When Bryan comes back, he's out of that club.
I mean, I think that too, but anything's possible.
I think that would be the best thing for them, to go into a company like that and kind of split ways. She does the stuff with her husband, and then that leaves nothing but opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who's married to Danielson.
Brie.
Brie.
The smaller chest. I don't mean to be sexist, but that's the easiest way to tell them the fucking apart.
Yeah, she's the one that didn't get a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
A boob job. Sure.
They'll leave the other one. Still don't remember her name. I don't fucking. My wrestling knowledge sucks.
Nikki Bella.
Nikki, that's the
Nikki
other.
Garcia.
Yeah. Do whatever the hell she feels like doing in the company.
Yeah. And the last news bit I have here before we go and talk some WrestleManias is it was announced yesterday on Twitter that FTR knows where they're going in April, but they're not telling anybody anything. Now, the rumor that I have heard is that they've signed extensions with AEW.
It's in April they're going?
April's when their contract is up.
Yeah, so here's the thing. That's got to be what it is. I don't even think there's another possibility.
No.
Because they came back on TV last week.
Yes.
Yeah. They came back on TV last week and they're going to start a program with the Guns.
Yeah.
It's the middle of March.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a program with the Guns where they should inevitably win the title, and they're gonna beat the Guns, win the titles, and lose the titles over the course of the next month. I don't think so.
You don't think so? It could happen. Stranger things has happened. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're sticking around. I don't see them going back to WWE just because their tag division isn't good. Like, they have good teams in it, but there's just like they don't. Not that AEW's been any better lately.
Yeah. I had to pause myself and explain because I was accused of saying a bad word because this is the word gun. So I had to explain that it's a person's name.
Last name, yeah.
That I was saying. I didn't mean like an actual physical gun.
Yeah.
Wait,
Two
teaching
ends.
kids.
Two ends.
They're teaching kids to not say gun?
I don't know. She said it to me. I don't think I've ever heard her say that word, so.
Huh.
All right, let's go over the card for WrestleMania, and then Kyle and I will tell you guys why ours are better.
Yeah, you did every single match, right?
Yes.
There's one match I didn't know how to handle it.
Was it the Bobby Lashley Bray Wyatt match?
No. It was
that's not on.
It was the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match because 3 of the teams have not been announced yet.
Yeah, I handled that myself.
So who am I switching out?
The Wyatt match looks like it's off the pay-per-view altogether.
Yeah, I'm actually torn between who to replace on that one, but I did replace someone on that one.
Did you? Because I left Bobby off. Because it's not a match. Bobby Lashley doesn't have a match, so.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fine. We can do. I'll say what mine was when we get to it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The Miz is hosting WrestleMania because apparently it needs a host. In the last couple of years, they've done that, so I guess it's better than watching him in the ring.
It's not fair.
I'm sorry.
He's a good enough worker.
It's fine. But, like, in any of these matches, I don't want to see him in it, so...
Fair.
The undisputed WWE Universal title match, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, who will be defending his championship. Great promo by Roman last night on Raw. That whole shit. You didn't want to do Stardust, so you ran away. You started a new company. You couldn't get over. You ran away. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. That was actually the only highlight I saw of that show. But I'm caught up on everything else.
The United States title match, Austin Theory defending against John Cena. The SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte Flair defending against Rhea Ripley. Charlotte's fucking terrible. This wrestling. She's bad. Like,
Okay.
I saw the match she had on SmackDown with someone. I forget who it was. It was fucking atrocious. Like, by now, she should be much better. She should be able to lead matches with anybody. And it was horrendous. I've seen Sean Stasiak wrestle better matches.
That's horrible.
It's accurate. The Raw Women's title match, Asuka will be taking on Bianca Belair for her title. Triple threat for the WWE Intercontinental title match. This match is going to be the match of the weekend. Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Gunther.
Yeah, definitely.
3 big meaty men slapping them meats.
All about the meaty men.
Someone might die in that match. Hell in a Cell, Finn Balor versus Edge. So we're probably going to get the Demon versus like Brood Edge. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. The men's tag team fatal 4-way, the Viking Raiders versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. The women's...
I actually didn't have that match written down.
Oh. The women's...
Say that one again?
It's the Viking Raiders versus Braun and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy versus the Profits.
Okay.
And we have the women's tag team fatal 4-way. We'll see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus 3 other teams that they haven't announced. Brock Lesnar versus Omos will happen for about 30 seconds. Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky will take on the WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Becky Lynch and Lita. I did not have Ray versus Dominic because it hasn't been completely penciled in yet. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins is going to happen because contracts. We know that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are taking on the Usos for the tag titles. And we now know Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt is not happening. Unless some magical shenanigans happens. It's not a terrible looking Mania. There's a few things I want to see. Sorry, folks, it's allergy season. Actually, I'm not sorry. You're getting this for free. So if I have to blow my nose because I'm allergic to everything, fuck you.
Wow. Old Justin comes out every once in a while.
Still like and subscribe. Everything Nerdity.
It's not the end of the show.
I know. I'm just saying. Just you're
Calm down, Dioscowitz.
Peddle your wares later. All right. Now it's time for me and Kyle to prove that we're better than everyone else at booking WrestleMania cards.
It's a good place for applause.
Kyle, are you keeping a host?
No, I didn't even know.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah, so...
My host was going to be Katie Vick.
Okay.
Do you remember Katie Vick?
No.
Oh, Katie Vick was Kane's girlfriend that got burnt alive, and then Triple H dressed up as Kane and went in her casket and, like, necrophilia.
There you go. Okay. Alright, so...
Wrestling!
So the stipulation here is that we're replacing one wrestler in each match, right?
Yes. Preferably with at least the 3 other major companies getting one person thrown into these things. You didn't have to do it like that. You could have done all AEW if you want. They all share fucking talent anyway. It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could figure out a person to throw in somewhere, but
yeah.
So yeah. All right. So you want to say the match, and then we'll just
yeah. So I'll run down their card again, and then we'll talk about what we're changing. Okay. The undisputed WWE Universal Title match: Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Now the stipulation is also you can't pick another WWE talent, right?
Correct. It's got to be replaced by someone from another company.
Yeah.
For this, I went Roman versus MJF.
Okay, that's a good one. I went Okada.
Okay.
Roman versus Okada.
Just because, even though both of them would be heels, Max is a very different heel than Roman.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it's a similar situation for me too, right?
Yeah.
Because if he came to he's not really a heel in Japan because Japan loves him. But Okada in the United States would be a heel.
Yeah. The amount of shit talk that would happen leading up to this match between
MJF and
Roman. And then you'd have Heyman.
Yeah.
And I would pay $50 just to watch Heyman and MJF go at it. Verbally.
Yeah.
WWE United States title match: John Cena versus Austin Theory.
I like that you said it in that order, and you didn't say the champion first.
I just going by what they have written down on the page.
That's fair. So, my assumption is that you're not removing any champions from your matches, right?
I don't think I did. No.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty dumb to have replaced a title match with a non-title match.
I almost did it.
Out of spite.
I almost did it with this match.
Do you want to go first for all of them?
Yeah, that's fine. I went Austin Theory versus Zack Sabre Jr.
That's a good pick. I went Austin Theory versus Ricky Starks.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a good one. SmackDown. Oh, hold on. So I did do it. I did remove a champion from a match. It's still for a title.
Unbelievable.
Is it true John Cena's thinking about retiring?
I mean, he only shows up once a year. He's the new Undertaker, but like not dead.
Okay.
SmackDown.
New Undertaker, just not beloved.
Yeah, SmackDown Women's Title match: Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Mine is still a women's title match. I removed Charlotte Flair and replaced her with Jordynne Grace.
That's funny, because technically I could do the same thing, although I wrote removing Rhea Ripley and replacing her with Jade Cargill. I could remove Charlotte Flair and just replace her with Jade Cargill and still keep it a title match.
Yep. Raw Women's Title match. Oh, I did it here too. Shit. Asuka versus Bianca Belair, the champion. I removed Bianca and replaced her with Hikaru Shida.
Nice. So here's a question for you. Am I allowed to turn this message to a triple threat or not?
I mean, I want to hear it, but it should stick to what the match was.
So it's still Bianca, and I'm replacing Asuka with Ember Moon and Tessa Blanchard.
Fair. The triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental title, Sheamus versus Drew versus Gunther. I replaced Sheamus with Samoa Joe. So it's Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Samoa Joe.
That's good. I also replaced Sheamus, but I replaced him with Matt Cardona.
Okay. I like it. Next up, Hell in a Cell match. Finn Balor versus WWE Hall of Famer Edge. I removed Finn, kept it a Hell in a Cell, but swapped Finn out for Darby Allin.
Oh my god. I removed Edge for Darby Allin.
No.
Yeah.
See, guys? That's that hive mind shit.
Well, it's a Hell in a Cell. Who else am I going to pick for a Hell in a Cell but the guy who's not afraid of anything?
I know. Next up, men's tag team fatal 4-way. The Viking Raiders versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. My men's match is the Street Profits versus FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Viking Raiders. But I'm changing their name back to War Machine.
Okay. So we're replacing all three.
No. I kept two in. The Viking Raiders are War Machine, but I want to change their name back. And the Street Profits are in this match. So I just swapped out I swapped out Ricochet and Strowman and Alpha Academy for FTR and the Machine Guns.
That's fair. I will take out the Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy, and I will swap them out for the Lucha Brothers and Motor City Machine Guns.
That's good.
Because if I can get the Lucha Brothers in a ring with Ricochet, my life might be complete.
All right, next up is the women's tag team fatal 4-way, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And we get to add 3 teams because there's 3 teams that aren't even in this. So my teams are Ronda and Shayna.
That's a good one.
Ruby Riott and Toni Storm.
Okay.
And Yuka Sakazaki and Riho.
Okay. I don't have a third one, so I'm open to suggestions. But the 2 teams I have are Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and then Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir.
You could throw another WWE pairing in there. That's why I went with Ronda and Shayna to keep it fair.
That's a good one, especially with the teams that I have in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat each other.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. So clearly I removed Omos from this match. And
you did? That's weird.
And I have Brock taking on Brody King.
That's a good one. I have Brock taking on Keith Lee.
Next up, Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky versus Trish, Lita, and Becky Lynch. I kept Trish, Lita, and Becky, and I have them going against Mercedes Moné, Britt Baker, and Mickie James.
This is a weird 3.
I know, but it's great.
See, I kept Becky, Lita, and Trish, and I have them going against Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, and Saraya.
I figured that was an easy plug, but I wanted to then pull like an amalgam team.
I like your amalgam team. I don't know who'd win that match.
I don't know. Last 2 matches here, we have Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins.
I hope you did what I did. I hope you did what I did.
I booted Logan Paul. I had to. He's gone.
You what?
I had to boot Logan Paul. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For who?
Kenny Omega.
Oh, okay.
because of the shit talk Seth has done with Kenny on Twitter for years.
That's fine. I have Seth Rollins versus Jon Moxley.
Okay,
because
that's fun too.
That match hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Because Jon Moxley hasn't wrestled him as Jon Moxley.
Yeah. And last match we have here is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for the titles. I bumped Zayn and Owens, even though I love them dearly, because
wait, no. We can't do that one yet.
That's the last.
We have to do. Well, you skipped Dominic and Rey Mysterio.
Well, they're not confirmed yet.
I thought they were.
No.
All right. Well, for that one, I'm replacing Dominic with Rey Fenix, so it's Rey versus Rey.
Okay. I'll co-sign that.
And then Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt. I'm replacing.
Well, you have to replace Wyatt because he's not wrestling.
I don't have to replace anyone. I can replace Bobby Lashley.
That's not a match. Bobby has no one to wrestle.
I was torn though between MJF versus Bray Wyatt or Vincent from ROH / Impact versus Bray Wyatt, ultimately turning and becoming a member of the Wyatt Six at the end of that match.
I'll throw one together then. I have Bray Wyatt versus Danhausen.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah. All right.
I almost did Bray Wyatt versus Orange Cassidy. I think that'd be funny as hell.
I had Bobby Lashley versus Orange Cassidy.
Also funny as hell.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. I booted Zayn and Owens and replaced them with the Young Bucks because, yes, that match needs to happen.
I agree, but I actually, instead of putting in the Young Bucks, I actually put in the Acclaimed.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Yep.
Well, our Manias are better. I'd pay to watch both of ours.
Yeah. Me too. Well, I wouldn't pay because I don't do that anymore.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah.
It's on Peacock. So
I would tell you I might go to your house to watch it after you paid for it, though.
That's fine. Fair enough. All right. That's it. That's all you're getting this week. That's all the free I'm willing to part with.
All right. Well, as always, if you like what you hear, you can like us on Facebook.com/Nerdities. Follow us on Twitter @Nerdities. Email us at nerdities@gmail.com. And check out nerdities.com.
Yeah. Do stuff. Actually, this is my time to be like, when Sinful Creations by Justin opens, you're gonna take your filthy little digits on your phone and order some food made for the riches, priced for the poors. And buy t-shirts.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Everything Nerdities. Give us money. Sponsor Nerdities. Reach out to us if you want to sponsor Nerdities. Give us money so we can do stuff.
It's your catchphrase. How'd you forget it?
Give us money.
That's you, Mouth.
Here's the Nerdies crew. You know, I bought it up and I went up before. Bye-bye.
Well,
I'm going to do it.
We did that tonight. We made that man proud. So this doesn't end tonight. This does not end tonight. As long as this company's around, as long as I'm around, and I know the rest of you will be here, we're gonna do that every time.